Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Things have happened.
Not a whole lot, but that's
A lot. Like, there's pieces here and there.
compared to what we have.
I've heard a rumor that the NHL has wants to have a 48-game minimum season length.
Not sure how. Possible.
Minimum. They want to aim for 82 though.
They're
Apparently
not,
we're
I know
gonna.
they're not going to hit 82.
Apparently we're gonna hear more of that in December.
Interesting.
You know what? That's good though. Marlowe
also-
breaks the record though,
Yep, that's
as
true.
long as he doesn't suffer a catastrophic injury, in which case we'll just need to put him on the bench.
Yep. And also, I've heard that mid-November we're supposed to see the reverse retro jerseys that everyone's been talking about.
I don't get that. I don't
It's
get it.
interesting.
People are trying too hard to find jerseys. Like, leave it
Well,
alone.
You know why they're. You know why
You either
they're
got
making,
it or you don't.
You know why they want to make more, right?
Hmm.
It's a money thing.
Well, yeah. Obviously.
With there being going to be no fans, they're going to want to try to make up sales however they can. So if they can give their team a third and fourth jersey, they're going to go for it.
All right.
Like
fair
Vegas put out their gold ones, which I'm not a huge fan of. Although after seeing it in person, it's not quite as bad. But I feel like you could say that about any jersey.
I don't like the Dallas one.
Oh, I don't like the Dallas.
I don't like it. Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. The photo looks cool. You'll notice the photo has a black background.
Yeah, if you
Like-
take that picture anywhere else, it's gonna look a lot different.
That
And-
shade of green looks exactly like every EASHL team on
Yeah,
NHL
and
21.
when you have that very very bright shade of green, you have to have it in very thin lines that are really sharp.
Like, I don't
Because
know.
because you look at it, the lines are so thick, and then it just
The lines like
it
fluctuate.
looks like it's just
the colors
glowy.
fluctuate
It looks
too.
like they're just glowy
It's,
because of how
yeah,
big
like
it is.
I don't know. I'm not sold on it.
That's why if you want to know a team that can pull those colors off really well, the Edmonton Oil Kings in the WHL have almost basically they did the Anaheim Ducks jerseys, but with those colors, and they look awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. That
They're
does look good.
really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Alex Galchenyuk signs with Ottawa. Ottawa's grabbed a lot of pieces. Like I think I've heard they want to be competitive this year, which makes sense.
they want to be
because, like,
competitive ASAP.
but here's the thing. What's that gonna do to the guys on your entry level contracts? Like, are you gonna speed up your They have a lot of cap, right? They have less so now, but like they're gonna spend a lot of money really quickly. Also, they're spending a lot of money in a flat cap era, which doesn't sound like a problem because they're the Edmonton or the Ottawa Senators, but it is a problem because Eugene Melnick is the GM of those Ottawa Senators, who has a lot of. He cares about the dollar a lot more than he should. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that he almost has this mindset of like, look what happened to Winnipeg when the dollar got bad. Look what happened to Quebec when the dollar got bad. Like thinking like
He wants to move. He doesn't care though. He doesn't even live there. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
But like, do you think what do you think for the fit for Galchenyuk on the Senators?
fine.
Like Galchenyuk's been bounced around a lot ever since leaving Montreal, and it hasn't seemed to work for him. He was on like 4 teams last year. It was nuts.
14.
Well, he was on a lot of teams. He's been on a lot of teams. Okay.
Yeah.
He went from Montreal to Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh to Minnesota, and now in Ottawa.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Minnesota.
Yeah, because he was a piece that was traded in that Jason Zucker trade.
Oh yeah.
So, so the Arizona Coyotes, in typical Arizona Coyote fashion,
Oh, I knew we were gonna get to this.
well, kind of had to. It was a very
Let's
interesting.
Try not to go too much on it because
I'm not going to because a lot of it's been said.
A lot of it's being
If
said.
you don't know, the Arizona Coyotes made a big boo-boo in their decision.
Yeah, I
it
know
was a
what they
boo-boo.
were trying to do.
Okay, so can I?
Give the context first.
So here's what happened, okay? So first off, the Arizona Coyotes' first draft pick of this year was in the 4th round because of trading away picks I think, for Taylor Hall and stuff like
They're
that.
supposed to have a second round.
And they lost their second rounder because they did illegal combine testing. Right?
So they lost their second rounder this year, and their first
their
round.
first pick is in the 4th round. They pick UND accepted Mitchell Miller. I'll get there. Don't worry. I'll get there. Mitchell Miller turns out is a horrible person. Mitchell Miller had pleaded guilty, I believe, in a juvenile court to mercilessly bullying a African American student who has mental disabilities.
Yeah, there's controversy of what those are, but that
should
be irrelevant.
That doesn't.
It's an irrelevant point.
And this is the thing.
It shouldn't
okay?
matter which it is.
So I'm gonna go through this in the stages quick, so to speak. But first off, there's people arguing the legitimacy of this. It went to a juvenile court. This does not go to don't get me wrong, there's probably embarrassments of certain times that it went to juvenile court, but the fact that this went to juvenile court I believe this. Also, the fact that
you have to have at least something to go to.
There has to be something there. Also, too, the people that are at the school and they're like, well, that's not the full truth. Okay, so I'm hearing it now from the people that apparently were at the school that it's not the full truth. Well, guess what, idiots? You people are the ones that were either bystanders or participated in the problem. No one's going to come out and say, yep, I was at that school, I saw it happen, and I totally let it. No one's going to say that. They're going to say they saw it differently.
They did nothing.
Because no one in their right mind, willingly endorses the fact that they let someone bully someone else. It takes a lot of self-reflection in that and a lot of humility to admit that. And not a lot of people have that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not calling everybody here liars. I'm just saying that they're barking up the wrong tree if they think there's nothing there. And now the question is, well, it happened so long ago. He still hasn't apologized, apparently.
Yeah, apparently he was
and people be like, oh, it's apology. No.
Actually, he apparently was asked to apologize, and he refused
to
apologize.
That's
which
not
is
good.
The even bigger indicator,
That's bad. That's bad. Now, don't get me wrong. So this all leads up. Now, this is Arizona's thought in drafting him. And I understand, but it's wrong. This is what I understand.
It's too risky.
Their thinking is they are going to draft him. They are going to develop him not just as a player, but as a person, and turn him around in that sense. Okay, but you didn't say that when you drafted him. You said that after we asked you about it. You should have said this up front.
And yeah.
They learn about all these stories, a week later.
Yeah.
Or 4 days later.
And the problem with this is that, sure, let's say you turn him around and he's a good person then. What does Arizona gain out of this?
Well, they gain it if he turns it around. But here's my problem with that.
But not much.
This is my problem.
Because that's in the same, maybe worst case
I feel like you're making the wrong argument here.
No, but think about it. Worst case scenario, they maybe cover their tracks with what they did before with the drafting.
That's the worst case scenario?
Well, not worst case scenario.
That's pretty good case scenario.
Best case scenario, sorry.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Best case scenario, not worst case scenario. But yeah, worst case scenario, it goes down pretty much just as it did.
So to play year there, this is my best case scenario. Best case scenario is when they draft him, they have the entire information up front. And don't tell me you were just because you can't say you didn't know. Because when you drafted him, you said, well, this is why. You did, but you didn't make a public statement on that. When people asked you about that, you said that. So right away, that tells me you didn't want to talk about it a lot until it was asked, which is not a good sign when you're talking about bullying. You should be upfront about that stuff when you know it's there. And you knew it was there because at least a third of the teams had him off their list because of that. Now, there are reports that say they didn't think he would go outside of the 5th round anyway, but he went in the 4th, and you picked him, and that was your first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
Your first pick. It's bad.
Yeah.
And like the best case scenario here is you draft him, you say why, you say that you have spoken with the victims of this because that is an important narrative you need to have.
Oh yeah.
They need to meet both sides, and they need to have that settled first. And it's not.
Yeah.
Because that's
especially,
still
like,
an issue.
We are at a point in time in society where there is no tolerance for that. Like, in the sense of, like, people...
Well, he didn't try his... Okay, what are you defending?
Well, the point is that
There are no tolerance.
Like,
we don't have tolerance for people who don't show any remorse.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Especially at this point in time.
Yeah.
Everything's... which is
As
why
they should.
Arizona... Exactly. Which is why Arizona needed to be more upfront if they were going to still do this. Like, it's a big mess.
And
it's a big fat
yeah,
mess.
you should have got that all cleared out, and you should have
that
immediately
had to
made
be
that
cleared
goal
out.
set, because you can't talk a big game about how you're going to turn it around without the pieces moving ahead of time. And also, just wait,
Yep.
you shouldn't have picked him first.
Yeah.
That's just a no-brainer. Like, the fact
First
that
picked in the
you
draft.
picked him first, and this leads to a predictable end. They get flooded with information about it on social media telling them to cut him.
Yeah.
They cut him, so now you don't have a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
Great.
So
You did a lot of that for no gain. You renounced your picking. So now let me just roll. I gotta clean it all the way through.
One thing I would like to say is I predicted where he's probably going to end up, and it's looking increasingly more likely like he's going to be there.
I predicted. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Witnesses. Anyway,
Witnesses.
but like afterwards, he gets cut there. UND then denounces the scholarship.
Yeah.
And then this is literally how I said it. I'm like, and I actually said this about last year, that whole Brandon Leipzig thing. We don't have time for that. But when a player makes a morally dubious mistake, there's only one place that will call for them. Mother Russia does not care about your reputation.
Continental hockey.
Mother Russia will want you. So possibly, Mitchell Miller will be going to
SKA.
Yes. Which,
you know anything about SKA?
No, I don't. But is it?
Well, SKA in the KHL, for anyone who doesn't know, I guess, that much about KHL, SKA is Vladimir Putin's favorite team. And the KHL has decided that SKA's salary cap can be higher than other teams' salary cap.
What's that? Where's that? Is that State
Purdue.
Farm? That's not State Farm. So it's like, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah, it's,
that's bad. But like, we're not gonna get into the cage.
Yeah,
There's too much.
Well, there's not enough.
The point is,
there's no confirmation.
the
So there's
point
nothing
is
to talk
that
about there.
there was so much problems with this. Like, and Arizona handled
And it was
the worst.
avoidable.
Because
You
Arizona
don't
now
have to pick
Arizona now made Arizona made a statement when they picked them after they picked him about it. They then completely had to abandon that approach. And don't get me wrong, I'm in the camp that says they have to cut him too. But it doesn't look good that you made the effort to try to justify why you didn't need to do it.
And as soon as something like this came out and there was talk about cutting him, I think everyone pretty much knows that no other NHL team's going to pick him up.
No, you
No
can't.
chance.
The
No
fact
chance.
that one team drops him means immediately he can't be picked up.
All right.
And that's
Because
just,
if some other NHL team goes and picks him up, that looks even worse for them, because that is after all this information has come out publicly and not just to the Coyotes.
So okay, so moving on from that.
Yeah, Coyotes made a big mistake there.
That's bad. That's
Very bad.
What else is it? Like, what should we talk about now? Because that takes up a
Well,
lot.
there was Anthony Mantha got signed by the Detroit Red Wings. I was very, very pleased with that signing.
You're liking a
money.
lot of the moves that the.
I
Red
like
Wings
what
are doing.
Eiserman's doing.
You're
I
kind
like
of
what I like what he's doing.
Did you see the Edmonton signing?
Which one?
Dominic Cahoon signed for 1 year at $975K.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
And then
Penguins
there
let
was
another
the
good guy walk.
Islanders.
Cahoon, just wait.
Yeah.
Kuhn's a solid guy. He had 31 points in 56 games last season.
That's good.
900K. He is also 975K for 1 year. So it's
great.
probably like a prove it deal.
Yeah.
He's good friends with Leon Draisaitl. So that's nice. That's nice.
Cahoon drives settle
Like, yeah, because, like, Edmonton needs, likes a lot of offensive depth. Especially since they lost Athanasiou. The offensive depth help. There's a few guys that left out there.
Athanasiou still hasn't re-signed, right?
No, he hasn't. He's out. He's on the open market.
Yeah.
He's not re-signing.
And Hoffman still hasn't signed.
Rick Bowness has officially been named as the head coach. For anyone wondering why this is news, it's because he was the interim coach. A lot like how Berube was for the St. Louis Blues before they won the Stanley Cup. He is the 24th head coach in franchise history for the Dallas Stars. The team went 20-13-5 prior to appearing in the Stanley Cup Finals this fall. So I'm guessing 13-5 in the regular season with Rick Bowness, because he got hired halfway through because Montgomery had to step down due to alcoholism, I believe. Yeah. Victor Olofsson re-signs with the Buffalo Sabres for 2 years at $3.05 million. That looks nice.
That's great, yeah.
That's nice. He's one of the guys that I put in the Dominic Kubalik, even though Kubalik was third in rookie points, or third in rookie voting. He was another guy who was probably a dark horse pick, especially in terms of offensive player, like forwards for the Calder. He got injured a bit down the line, but he was a solid scoring option for the Buffalo Sabres. Like, how are we feeling about all these moves? Like, a lot of
the Islanders here, they re-signed.
Oh yes, Ryan Pulock for $5 million at 2 years. Everyone loves Ryan Pulock, and I don't argue that. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of people. There's been a lot of people I've seen
people,
calling this an overpay.
People, that's because they don't know. I don't know him that well.
Oh, he's good.
Like,
he's good.
I've been hearing a lot of good things out of that.
Oh yeah, that's a good signing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so, like
he's only gonna get better. So
these under 23 rankings someone did. They had Perfetti, 19th in under 23-year-olds. And I'm just saying that, like, Perfetti's going to probably play World Junior, by the way. Team Canada looks good in the World Juniors, and Team Canada's schedule looks easy in the World Juniors.
Oh, yeah.
The hardest game they have is against Finland. Don't get me wrong.
This year, the World Juniors really don't want Sweden to keep that
Sweden
streak.
has a streak from 2007.
2007, so a 13-year streak of being undefeated in the round robin.
Do you know what it is? It's like 70-0.
It's 70-0.
Really? It's ludicrous. Sweden has won 70 straight. It's either 70 or 62, which is still a lot.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
How do you win 62 hockey games in a row? The Lightning did that in general. Like, and don't get me wrong, this is through years. How does no Swedish player between then and now lose a single regulation? It's funny because they've only won 2 gold medals, or maybe 1 even in that time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a waste of a streak like that, but it's like, wow.
President's Trophy curse even works in the World Juniors.
Well, yeah, and they've been beaten embarrassing. I remember the one I always find the best was I believe it was 2 years ago. It was the year that Canada dropped in the quarterfinals, which was bad.
Through the.
No, that was in the finals.
Yeah.
He might have done it. No, because he wouldn't have had nothing
Sweden,
to throw.
right?
It was in the Sweden lost to Switzerland, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
fueled the energy and I would. If anyone has the spare time, just search up this Switzerland coach. You'll just Switz hockey coach. You'll probably find interviews of him. He's the realest guy I've ever met I've ever seen in my entire life. Never met him, but I want to. He was literally people were like this dude for Seattle coach. He's nuts. He's like, I'm not gonna say all of it because some of it is just bonkers. But he literally, before a game against Canada, he was just like, our guys don't have much chance.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
not expected
I was
to
about
win.
Say, I remember
Like,
when facing
just
Canada, he was
straight up, and I'm like,
admitting defeat before
damn,
the game started.
that's some damn good reverse psychology if I know what that is. Like, he's just amazing.
Yeah.
And then he said something, and I can't say it here. It's just not. This isn't the place. But you'll find it when you search it up. It's just. Honestly, like, we still need to re-sign Jack Roslovic. I'm not gonna waste too much time on that because they're probably tired of us talking about it every freaking week.
Yeah,
But in our defense, just sign Jack Roslovic then, please.
And then also,
Thanks.
they're probably. Do you think they're gonna trade Roslovic? I think
For what? For what?
The thing about
For who?
Jack Roslovic that I think the Jets were thinking is like, you know, like when they drafted him.
Well, Roslovic's one of the guys.
They've said this. I've said this before. When they drafted him, the idea was that he was going to end up as that second line center. Obviously, that's not happening. As you guys got guys like Sasny that are coming in this year and Perfetti on the rise. So I think they're starting to get a little bit tired of waiting.
A little?
Oh yeah, they're tired of waiting.
Let me just put this into perspective. Roslovic was a guy that wasn't. Roslovic got on the radar, in my opinion, not in the 2017-18 run, because Roslovic was like a healthy scratch. It was because Armia was there as well too. But the second that, and he played a couple games in the playoffs, but after that, Roslovic was on the radar to be second line center. And so far, he's had to play behind Brian Little, Kevin Hayes, Cody Eakin. Okay, like we like every year you'll notice now is we get the same thing at the trade deadline. It's a theme. We get a center. Every single trade deadline. I'm a little tired of it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, although this trade deadline, I don't think we're...
No, this trade deadline coming up, we shouldn't.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
Who the hell knows? That's so far away.
What would we look for, maybe even?
What would we look for? Defenseman.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Defenseman.
Unless
Don't
there's
mumble. Defenseman.
some other problem.
Defenseman. No, honestly, we're still waiting on a lot of signings. Like, and it's really, really slowed down. Like, painfully. It's a little annoying. You got guys like Eric Holla, Anthony Duclair, Athanasiou, Hoffman for sure. Oh, who's the other ones? There's others out there. Like, it's just...
Still need to be signed.
It's dead. Dead. And, like, honestly, that... It's a lot to wait on. Like, and it's gonna be like that for a while. Should we say what we're planning to do in terms of other content?
Well, possibly. We're not sure. We've considered doing some content outside of hockey a little bit.
Yeah, because the off season is long and boring.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as long this year, but it's boring.
And I want to make sure this is clear before I go any further. This does not mean it will be replacing the hockey content. It just means that we are considering doing a few other things outside of hockey and sometimes outside of sports in general. So...
Yeah, like, honestly, it's...
I'm kind of on the fence about it. We're still not
We're on the
sure.
fence, but we do think that there's definitely something there. We've definitely thought about things like covering, like, the Star Wars show The Mandalorian, because we both
absolutely.
really like it. And Carter's really knowledgeable in terms of Star Wars content.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just opinionated.
I have a problem.
I'm not knowledgeable, but I'm opinionated on it.
I spend way too much time.
The Last Jedi can go die in a hole.
Yeah,
It's not.
I'm not.
The Last Jedi is a good movie. It's a bad Star Wars.
Yeah, that's.
It's a bad Star Wars movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that.
Quickly! Hurry up! Hurry! We can't catch them. They're just out of range. Why don't we go faster? Well, we can't do that. Literally, the entire movie, I'm way off, okay? I'm way off. I know. It's just, while this movie's taking place, this is the two ships. Hurry! Hurry!
Oh, one of them falls behind.
No!
It's just...
Hurry! Like,
Yeah.
God! boring.
It's
like if Empire Strikes Back was just like
it's like Empire Strikes Back without the asteroid field.
God!
Is that true?
Holy!
Do you see what I mean, though?
It's like Empire Strikes Back without the asteroid field or any of the speed.
Yeah.
God, that's a boring movie.
Yeah, so
Anyway, but yeah.
we can get into that if we decide.
Yeah,
we're
there's
gonna go
not
down
a
that
lot,
route.
like a lot to talk about in terms of hockey stuff.
Yeah.
Really, whatever you guys want us to discuss, we will discuss because we don't like speculating too much. But if we're asked to do it, we'll do it.
Then maybe possibly some of the Marvel stuff.
Marvel or DC stuff.
Marvel or DC? I know you got.
Well, you know I want to talk about that Batman movie.
Oh, I know.
That trailer has got. That trailer.
Exciting.
I can literally list every word that gets said in that
And
trailer.
Isn't it in the same universe as the Joker
Okay.
movie? I heard.
Hold down. Slow down.
I've heard that.
Maybe it is. But you know what? I'm totally fine if it isn't because that Batman place looks a little more gothic. And I like it. Also, like, just keep them separate. You get to, because you lose the novelty of it if you keep bringing
That's
in more
true.
things. Like, it's like when you pick
Well, I think-
Marvel
I think
movies out of
what-
a lineup. Not a lot of Marvel movies stand above the rest until they have literally everything.
Yeah.
Like,
There are some Marvel movies that are a lot easier to watch as a standalone movie than others.
no, I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying that
Well,
a
there's
lot of
some
Marvel
that-
movies have more, like, not as many Marvel movies have this more luster.
Well,
Like-
for example, you can't watch Captain America: Civil War just by itself.
You can't watch a lot of them by themselves.
And that's what I was saying.
Like a lot, although that's
I was
also
saying
because a
there's
lot are
not-
sequels.
Yeah.
And like that's just the design of sequels. I will say this though,
Guardians of the Galaxy works
just a
as a
quick opinion. The best movies in the MCU that aren't Avengers, because they don't count. They don't.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not a fair comparison. Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Winter Soldier.
I was about to say that one.
Civil War doesn't count. It's Avengers Light.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
I really like that first Captain America movie.
I like it too, but I will admit that
But
it
then
doesn't
again,
have a lot.
I have a lot of bias as I love sort of like World War II sort of history, so that's.
Yes.
I'm
What was I
very
saying? Guardians of the Galaxy
interested
1, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 1,
Yeah.
and Black Panther. I think that's it.
Maybe Ant-Man?
No.
Not quite?
No.
No, a lot of
Ant-Man,
people-
Ant-Man's fine. Don't get me wrong. It's not because I don't like Ant-Man. It's that there's no big thing that happens in Ant-Man.
Yeah. Well,
Iron
It's
Man.
mainly like-
listen. Iron Man wins it because it's Iron Man. Iron Man. It's actually a pretty dark film at the beginning, which
funny.
is
us talking about
risk.
this, us talking about this for 5 minutes, I guess, is a preview. To
This is
kinda
just
how-
honestly. You
how-
can
this
just
is
put
how
this-
it would look.
We'll put it in the description at the end, like it previews some of the topics we'll discuss. But and it's a lot easier for me to talk about this because it's not shooting straight facts like hockey stuff. So it's easy for me to talk about it, even though I know more hockey. But like in my opinion, like Iron Man is a dark film at the beginning. It's actually there's a lot of tense moments in there, which
Yeah.
I appreciate more than like I didn't watch it as a kid when I was 8 because I thought it looked terrifying. Like when Tony gets kidnapped by terrorists, I was like, I can't watch this. This is scary. And then you realize like 3 minutes later, it's fine. But anyway, no. There's that. Guardians of the Galaxy, just because of how much it worked and how much it wasn't expected to work, and it just brings everyone together really well.
This
It's
is quite the hockey podcast.
well, you know. What are we gonna talk about?
There's really not that
There's
much.
not a lot this week.
Yeah. But any
but
other
just wait.
topics
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
Yes, you want to
I'm in the zone.
Okay.
I'm not talking about any movies that are too recent because we have to wait and see. But I really like the Spider-Man ones. But it's hard for Spider-Man to stand on its own 2 feet because I know that people are getting fatigued by it because there's so many Spider-Man out there.
And especially the first one of this new MCU.
I like it.
No, but I'm saying it's hard for it to stand alone
I
because
like
of like
it.
the Tony Stark and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I like that.
Oh,
It's not
yeah,
bad.
I think it's great. I'm just saying is that
Michael Keaton, he can get it. He can get it. He can get the job done. Jake Gyllenhaal, yes. Both of them, great villains.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, and Black Panther's, obviously, Black Panther is a huge deal. It is a huge success. And just for what it represents, I'm not getting into it, but you know, we all know why.
Everybody knows.
It's so important, and I really like the film. And The Winter Soldier, because it's just so good. It's so good.
Fantastic.
I didn't know about the Bucky reveal going in. Hot diggity damn was I like, "Ah!" Which, because I didn't follow Marvel as much, because Batman for life. But not even just that. That's not even the big plot twist. It's the Hydra.
Yeah.
When that guy walks up and whispers, "Hail Hydra," a meme was born, and I love it.
Yeah, and now, so yeah,
That's your preview.
That's your
things
preview
we can
of what
talk
it looked
about.
like. Is there any other stuff? Maybe a couple occasionally, just a movie. Like
Yeah,
just any
movie stuff.
Random
I
standalone
can talk
movie?
about that Batman trailer all day long.
Oh, I know you can.
They picked Nirvana.
Yeah.
Brilliant bastard. Brilliant. All right, so that'll probably.
Is that a mall reference?
That is a mall
Yeah.
reference. You saw it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Brilliant.
Star Wars Clone Wars
Brilliant.
Season 7 episode Shattered. I know it.
Don't spoil it, boy. Darth Maul's not alive. No, but anyway, yeah. So that's just a preview of some of the stuff we'll talk about. Comment below or on the Instagram what you would like to see us talk about, because we will gladly do it. Because as you can tell, it's really hard to talk about things for hockey because there's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And
we're considering possibly with the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian looks like a fun thing. for us to
episode
talk
by
about.
episode.
We
maybe?
would do episode by episode. I'm
Maybe.
hyped for that.
Maybe we'll
Mandalorian
start
season 2
soon.
looks great.
Yeah.
That'll be all for today, guys. So, thank you for watching. If you like that, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. Tell everyone about it so that we can continue to continue to grow as a channel. And we would so gladly appreciate and follow us on Instagram.
At Level Knowledge Podcast.
Yeah.